Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Friday, January 26th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. It is week 4 of 2024, and in my neck of the woods, it is currently 53 degrees. Let me quit wiggling here. It is currently 53 degrees with a high of 61 and a low of 48. Getting better and better every day. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my broadcast. I'm here for the next 3 hours for coloring, companionship, chat, friendship, giggles and laughs, pretty pictures, conversation. And of course, teaching about adult coloring. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who come in and chat with me. That is always fun. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who watch this broadcast after the fact. And welcome to my Facebook peeps who watch this broadcast after the fact when I download it into my group Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. All right, so let me finish my setup here real quick. I hope everybody's having a decent day. I hope the warm weather has been wonderful for you. Happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday to one and all. That's Maggie's song when she comes in. Hey Karen, hello. Hello, Mamie. Oh, hello, Mamie. So glad to see you here with us tonight. Oh, we can tell what kind of mood I'm in. So yeah, Karen, Maggie, Mamie. All right. So, number of things going on. First of all, we'll be continuing with the gnome couple. I got coloring along the bottom for you. Maggie, hopefully you had a chance to look at the video and see that. We really don't have too much more to go on this. And then we've got that a picture from Maya Silvercat. She posted this in Coloring Books for Adults. I texted her, so it was a freebie. So I texted her and I asked her if I could print this out and give it to you guys to color, and she said yes. So hopefully you've printed this out. Please leave her name intact on it. Isn't that beautiful? And then I was going to do a picture from Imagimorphia tonight. Start that. Either the compass, which is buried in all this stuff, or the anchor. But since we've got Maya's picture, I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then tonight I was going to do a flip through of my book, A Day in the Life of a Gnome, Jubilee, but USPS gave me a nasty surprise when I got a message from them that they were unable to deliver my book and I would have to contact them. I don't know what their problem is, whether they tried to deliver it somewhere else. I went out and checked my mailbox. Nothing was off with that, so they should have been able to drive right up. I'm only like, what, 65 feet from the street, so I don't know what the problem is. 50 feet. So I get to call them tomorrow and find out what the heck is going on. I've been in this residence for 14 years, going on 15, and I have never received that message from them, so I don't know what the deal is. All right. Now, I finished Worlds of Wonder. Yay! Check it out. Last night I put the little starfish on here. I forgot to put my name on it. Let me do that real quick. Okay, let's see. There we go. And as you can see, I finished all the flowers around the border. Isn't this beautiful? Thanks so much for the likes on Facebook on it. I think it turned out really well. All right, let me date it. So 1/25/24. So that's done. I'm real happy with it. And for those of you, Kathy, who followed along with me because you've got the book, I hope you've been enjoying this project as well. I'm just moving back and forth a little bit just to make sure that we got everything. Here, let's do this. We'll come in a little closer. Linda, the Three Amigos. Hello, Michelle. Hello, Wally. All right. So there's that page. I'm just trying to get this centered and pulled out so you can see everything. I think it turned out really well. And then here is the other side with the jar. All right, enough of that. Enough of that. So get your printout ready to go. Get your little gnomes, and we'll continue. And you guys need to let me know if you want me to do that third gnome picture. I showed you 3 of them. I had you print out 3. All right, so there's my paper towel. There's my scratch pad. So guys, tell me for today, 2 things. How's your weather? And is your day a win, a lose, or a draw? La-da-dum. All right. Taylor, hello. Taylor Made has entered the room. Hi, Taylor. Taylor, I hope you've been able to follow along. Okay, so I'm going to work on the very bottom here. Today the weather was beautiful besides the cloudiness. Okay, good. Unfortunately, a lot of people are dealing with flooding now, but the weather's warmer. So hopefully everybody's safe. Guys, get out your turquoise pencils again. Hopefully you've been setting aside your pencils for whatever project you're doing with me, or with, you know, other projects that you're doing, wherever you store your pencils. Thank God it's Friday. Uh-oh, tough week. Okay, so we're going to work on these stones, and we're going to color those up to various colors. Let me adjust my camera just a little bit. Flooding all over, says Linda. Rained most of the day yesterday and melted some snow, and it's 40 out now. Okay. Okay, so these two stones right here, I'm going to color in blue. Or turquoise, as the case may be. So like I said, get your dark, medium, and light out. Now, we don't have too much dark on this, so I'm just going to squeak in just a little bit here. We've got mostly medium and light. Now, this is the reason why I have you follow me and pace me, is because I'm thinking that you might not have colored these stones this color. So here's our dark. And then we'll do our medium. And guys, if you would do me a huge favor and like this broadcast, and then we'll do our light. Mamie, are you posting in my Facebook group? All right, now let's blend these edges. You want that to be seamless, right? So I'll come back with a medium and we'll pop a little bit of that on there and smooth all of this out. Okay. And then I'm going to do a couple more blue turquoise stones. Here's our medium. And then we'll do our light. And then I'm going to pop over a little bit more. Mamie, you haven't posted anything but have been looking at things and liking things. Mamie, how come you're not posting? Okay, so let's pop over here. We've got medium. Now this stone here is all medium, basically. But my peeps know better. Mamie, don't be shy about posting, please. But my group knows better, my peeps know better, and I'm going to add a little bit of dark color underneath. Okay, and then I'm going to slide over to where my 3 stones are. And we've got medium. Let's see what we've got here. Yeah, we'll do medium. And then light. Okay. Let's take a quick peek at this. And now you're starting to see different uses for your colors. For example, where we did the purple, turquoise, and the green on the greenery here and on the leaves. All right. Now let's get our reds that we used on her dress and her cap. Let me sharpen here. Now I'm going to add a couple of red stones here. Gosh, this is so cute. All right, there's our dark. Here's our medium. And then our light. And notice how I'm back blending, the operative word being blending, right? Am I close enough for you guys to see all this? Everybody just got deathly quiet. Oh, how cute is this? Okay. Now, pick out a, let's see what we got. Now we're going to add a little bit of, well, I'm not going to do the brown yet. I'm actually going to get a gray, a light, medium, and dark gray. As I fling my pencils all over the place. Hold on. My apologies, I need to use a tissue. I must be allergic to somebody's perfume that walked in. Linda, do a chat test with me. Just say something, please. Okay. So now I'm going to come over in front of our, not that far, blue. There we go. With our 3. And then we're going to do some gray here. So I'm going to start out with my dark gray. We have a little bit of shading at the bottom. Our medium gray. Maggie, could you do me a favor and say something so that I know I'm seeing chat? Something weird's going on. And then my light is gray. And we're going to blend all of that. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Maggie. Blending, blending, blending. Boy, that took a long time to come through. Okay. Now, for now, I'm done with the stones at the bottom. Obviously, there is some more there. I will get back to those. I'm going to blend that gray up a little better. And of course, if anybody has any questions, please speak up. Okay. Let's work on our stump. The only thing that I have left to do on this is the stump and then the stones, the remaining stones. So I'm going to, let's see, we'll get my browns. Now the stump needs to be done in lighter browns. And I will swatch this for you in a moment. Alleluia, amen, amen. Oh, let's see if I like that color. So does anybody have anything fun to tell me? All right, let me swatch these colors for you. All right, this is our dark. This is our medium. And this is the light. Now the light happens to be a Prismacolor eggshell. It's a PC140. It's a pretty nifty color. The medium is it's either, I think it's 108 or 408, 108 Fila. Now I normally don't call out brands and numbers. And then my dark is a Faber-Castell 169, I believe. Yeah, 169. And this Fila, let me find it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's 108 and not 408. It's pretty scratched up. Okay. So let's go ahead and start this log. So I'm going to start with my dark. And that'll be at the very bottom. Now remember, if you start to use a color and you don't like it, because when you put a color pencil on top of gray, it can end up changing. And I'm going to change my dark. This is a dark brown by Fila 013. That's what I'm changing it to. I feel that the dark that I originally chose has too much red in it. All right. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with doing that. Now remember, when you put your dark in, we've got to blend that. So don't go riding your pencil like a drunk monkey. You want that nice and light. And if you're shoving your pencil into the paper because you want it darker, that just means that you chose the wrong color. And here I thought you guys would laugh at that comment that I made about riding your pencils like a drunk monkey. I thought it was funny. All right, let's get this little area in here. We want to be very sensitive to our log pattern. This looks like little bubbles in it, just to pick up an analogy. Now for context, I'm going to pop over to my medium. Oh, I think I'm going to sneeze. Hold on. Woo! I'm healthy. 3 sneezes. Okay, and then I'm blending my medium into my dark area here. And check out how that dark is still alive and well. That's the magic of colored pencil. And my brown, my medium brown, just spit out some reddish brown. And that sometimes happens with pencil leads, that you'll be coloring along and all of a sudden a different color will come out. It doesn't happen very often, but it just happened right there. Thank you, Linda. Linda just blessed me. Oh, I'm having too much fun with this log. I think comments are just coming through very slowly for some reason. Okay, back to my dark. And then we'll have dark underneath our skirt. This is going to be ridiculously pretty, I think. All right, now I'm between her 2 feet. There's my dark. And then I'm going to blend in a little bit of medium here. So I laid the dark down, and then I'm coming back over it with the medium. And why did we do that? Because we want that mix of color to what? Entertain the brain of the person that's looking at your picture. And even if it's just you looking at your picture, that's fine. All right. And then I'm going to come down with medium below the feet. My pencil just leaked a little bit of that red again. Can you guys see that color? Yes, no, see it? It's got a little splotch of red in there. Let me know if you can see that red. I'm close enough that I think you can. Maggie, you can see it? Yeah. It just came out of the pencil. Okay, back to my dark. And this is where we're going to start defining the blades of our grass at the bottom. So if you got a little wild with your pencils with the grass and it came out a little thicker than what you intended, you can correct that. All right, I'm going to go back here with my medium. And define my grass. And then I'm going to go back to the right. I'm sorry, it wasn't my medium, it's my dark. I misspoke. Slap my face, silly. Now, remember, you can do different shades of the same pencil. So, I've got my dark color that I'm using right here, but notice too that it's a little bit darker on these lines where the crevices of the wood stump is. All right, let me slide over. And then I am going to go back to my medium. I'm going to back blend it over my dark. You know, back blending, aside from blending your colors together, when I tell you that I go back over my previous color, creates a cohesiveness because a shade of that color is on top of your previous color, and that makes everything come together. So we've got multiple purposes for this back blending. Okay, now I'm going to get my dark pencil. I'm going to very lightly color in that seam. Let me sharpen. Just nice and light. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Let's see. We've got a little darker seam right here. And then I'm going to come in with my medium. And then I'm going to come in with my dark. You see that shadow that's underneath the ruffle right here? So I'm going to pop in a little bit of dark very lightly. What do I always tell you? Tease in the color. And then back to our medium. Now I'm going to darken my medium line a little bit right here and then lighten up above it. One pencil, two shades. See how I left that little light area right here? So you really need to pay attention to what's what on this. So medium color over here, and then I'm going to darken it right in this little part. All right, I'll pull out in a second so you can get a lay of the land. So I've still got my medium pencil. Mamie, how are you doing with this? Who's coloring with me tonight? And again, right in this area here. All right, Maggie, thank you. I'm still using my medium pencil, but I'm darkening it a little bit. All right, let me pull out. Mamie, you haven't started coloring it yet, hopefully over the weekend. Okay. Well, then just sit back and enjoy the instruction. If you're here more for the instruction than coloring, that's fine. But of course, it's going to help you by coloring along with the video. Okay. Let's go back over the medium because I want to work on this left-hand side. So I'm to the left of her skirt, her right, our left. Oh, guys, look how beautifully this is coming together. Okay, Maggie, thank you. And if anybody has any question about what I'm doing, please don't hesitate to ask. That's why I'm live. I'm here for you. Oh, yes, I am. Except I'm going to drive you away. MEP. MEP. I love it. Okay. Now, let's get the light color in here of our light, medium, dark. Oh, look how cool that looks. How pretty is that? Don't forget to turn your pencil when you do that lift. Blending, 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 rawhide. Got a little bit of my light pencil into my dark area, so we need to fix that. This eggshell, yeah, Prismacolor eggshell works beautifully. Okay. And then I'm going to use my medium again. We want to blend that in. And I'm going to use my finger. All right, let me pull out and we'll take a look at all this. What do you think? Karen, good night. Again, I'm so glad you popped in. Karen, I hope you're enjoying the video, the broadcast. Okay. Let's continue to the right. So I've got my medium. Near the bottom here. And this is where you'll play between your medium and your dark. Now when we get to the other footy of the bench here, right next to it, we want to go what? Dark. And same to the right of it. All right, let me turn this. So we've got some dark up here. Before I go up there, let me finish working around this plant. So there's my dark, and I'm going to combine in some medium here. Don't just do it all dark by this plant. And then back to my dark here. Now, dark down the leg. We'll squiggle that in. And then our medium. And then our light. And then I'll blend in a little medium. I'm just going to very, very lightly just go over the top of that light. I just want to tone it down a little bit. Not much. That's a technique I'm teaching you. Okay, now based on what I did with the footy here, I'm going to go back with my dark to the left of it and shade that in a little more. Check it out. So at the very base of this thing, I just want to ground that a little more. Ground it, G-R-O-U-N-D, ground it a little more and give it a little more shadow. Oh, is that beautiful, guys? All right, let me pull out. So what do you think? So now I'm coming up with my medium. I'm right below the right foot. No, I'm not. There we go. I'm right below the right foot of our male gnome. Maggie, Linda, how are you doing? Now, when you make your lines in your wood with your dark, you want really narrow lines. Okay. Now, when I go to the right here, I'm going to use my dark pencil. We're going to shade around his footy. And I'm going to bring my dark line out to about halfway. And then I'm going to come in with my medium to finish that horizontal line. So the medium horizontal line is where I'm eventually going to be using my light brown. So my dark brown is used where my medium's going to be. My medium brown is used where my light's going to be. So in other words, I'm not doing that horizontal line all the same color. And then I'm going to use my dark closest to the gnome. Even though it's calling for medium, I want to add that extra dimension by his footy and his leg. And then I'll go into the medium. And of course, we'll back blend that. Isn't that pretty? And I add a little bit of a dark line right here. All of this I'm doing with my medium here. And don't color over your vertical balloon line. Otherwise, you'll lose the shading that we did on it. All right, see this tiny shade of white here, or light? We're going to catch that with our lightest pencil. Hey, Kathy. Mamie, what do you think so far? And then I'm going to use my medium. This is the shadow of the string. On the wood. Kathy, I finished Worlds of Wonder. I was showing it earlier. Let me pull out so you can see. There's the completed page. Let me put a sweater on while you're looking at that. Yeah, the starfish really kicks it up, doesn't it? You guys have seen me use the starfish before. Remember that mermaid I had that I put the netting over the top? Let me grab that real quick if I can find it. Hold on a minute. Do you guys remember this piece? What's this stuff called? Toll? It's that little meshy stuff. See it? And then use the starfish. I put it right on top of the netting. That was fun. I think it turned out well. Kathy, you remember it? Yeah. Tulle. Tulle. Thank you, Maggie. So yeah, I think that this turned out decently. I'm happy with it. Like tulle. Oh, tulle. Thank you, Maggie. I'll try to remember that next time I talk about it. Tulle. Tulle, tulle, tulle. So Maggie, if I mispronounce it again if I'm ever talking about it in the future, just tell me. Tulle. All right, let me get a little bit more of this done. So now I'm going to use my lightest color. For some reason, that's one word that I just keep having problems with. Tulle. Tulle, tulle, tulle. Okay, so now I'm using my lightest color. Okay. Now, notice on this that we've got some lines underneath that color that I just put on. So I need to go back with my medium and we need to shade that in. And I'm going to finger blend that a little bit. Okay, and I'm just going to pop a little bit of medium here, both the lighter and darker versions of it. So a little darker there, we'll streak that. And when I get closer to his foot, his left foot, we come in with our darkest brown. And I'm about to the point that I need to switch over projects. Sandy, hi. By the way, Sandy, it looks like I'm going to be getting Dropbox. So if you decide that you want to purchase any of my books in PDF format, it will come as a complete file instead of individual images. Is that something that you would be interested in? Okay, I need to switch projects here. All right, check out the medium now in between the leg. And then we have our wood line here, our crevice. And then I'm going to come in with my lightest color. And then I'm going to toggle back and forth with my medium color. This is where we play with it and fine tune it. Hi, Brittany. All right, let me pull out. Here's where we are on the log. So it's supposed to rain in Georgia. Already have gotten about 2 or 4 inches of rain and still have a damp. Oh, I'm in 3 instead of 4 in my second above comment. Okay. Okay, I am so far on this one here. Let me just finish up my lightest color. Now, you know that we've got to fine tune this, right? And you know that I'll be blending up the edges and so forth. But this gives you a general idea how this log is going to look. Check it out. Linda, calling it a night. Still haven't gotten your infusion to help your anemia. I'm sorry. Well, Linda, when you're ready, I'm going to be starting up this second project here from Maya Silvercat. Yeah, beautiful hair. Okay, so here's where we are so far on our gnomes. We really don't have too much more to go on this. Now, the next question for you guys is, do you want me to do that third gnome that I gave you for free? It's the wedding couple gnomes. Okay. So let's work on our next piece here. Again, this is from Maya Silvercat. Mamie, you're voting yes. Hey, Mamie, delete the rest of the comment after yes. And just say yes. So in other words, just say yes. Don't worry about everybody else. Okay, Maggie, you've got it printed and we'll color it even if we don't do it as a group. Okay. So I'm hearing that you guys want me to do that third gnome. Our little bridal couple. Sandy, we're taking votes on whether you guys want me to do that third gnome picture that I gave you guys for free. Oh, Mamie, no, don't. Okay, all I'm saying is you don't have to qualify your answer because you said yes for me, but what everybody else wants is fine. So what I'm just saying to you is just say yes.
I'm not sure I understand.
In other words, don't worry about everybody else. Just tell me what you want. So you're saying yes, right? Sandy's thinking no because I'll be doing a gnome in the new book, which, by the way, due to USPS, didn't show up today. All right, I'm going to start on the hair. So hopefully you guys got it downloaded. Hallelujah. Okay, dark, medium, and light brown. I'm actually going to use the same browns same pencils that I used on the log. Sandy, yours is coming early tomorrow. Okay. Well, we'll be doing this for a little while, so we don't have to worry about the gnomes. All right, hopefully you guys got this printed out. Let's start on our dark colors. Yeah, I got a notice from USPS, Sandy, that said they could not deliver my book. So I don't know if they misdelivered it or tried to deliver it somewhere else. But basically they screwed up. I've been here 14 years and I've never had that message before. Mamie, yours printed out lighter. So will the same colors work for you? Yes, the same colors will work for you. As long as you can see your light, medium, and dark gray, you're fine. Okay, so I'm working the darker gray with the darker brown. Take your time. Oh, Maggie, yours printed out light? That's weird. I printed out the same thing and mine came out without any problems. Brittany, I'm glad you got your loft bed. That's great. Oh, you got a refund. Okay, so check out our darker color. Now, when you get into this area down here, which is basically our darker color, you can see that there are lighter streaks in it. So we want to use our dark, and then we want to come in. Your lace around the neck is fairly light, so that might be a challenge. Okay. Well, I guess you got a loft bed for free. Unless you want to call them and tell them. Okay, everybody see how we have the different shades here. So now I'm going to come back with my medium. And work that in. And while I'm here, I've got a little bit of medium right here. All right, let me turn this. And don't forget, when you lift your pencil, to slightly turn it. Now, when you do this hair, you're going to need to stay pretty close on your lines. So you want to take your time and go slow. And then we're going to bring in our light color. And again, this is where you're going to see the beauty of colored pencil, that when we bring in the light, the original lines hold their color, and we're just going to blend that in. Notice how I'm sweeping that color in. I've got a little bit of medium right here. Last time UPS delivered a coloring book to me at your parents' apartment, they either rang the doorbell or knocked on the door. Okay. Medium, we'll blend this in. Add a little bit of dark. And I'm going to leave that sit for a few minutes now. All right. Now I'm going to come up here, work in my darks. Then we can come back and work in our mediums. And remember that we can darken with the one pencil that we have, and that's going to create a new shade. We're just laying the groundwork for this whole piece. And this is where I remind you that your repeated strokes will determine your final color. So if you want a lighter color, you don't stroke as much. You want a darker color using the one pencil, you're going to go back and forth a few times. And then I'll come in with my light. And keep turning your pencil so that it stays the sharpest the longest. All right, let me pull out. Now remember, this stuff isn't blended. Look how streaky that looks. And I'm not going to worry about that right now. So I've got my darkest color. And we'll go ahead and work that at the top of the hair. And then our medium. If anybody has any questions, guys, stop me. Now we have the area where the hair is lying on top of each other, so we've got this little divot in here. So I'm going to take my darkest color and we'll work the edges of that just to start that off. I'll blend at the top and the bottom here. We'll pop in a little bit of that medium. And then our light. And then I'm going to take our medium and I'm going to very lightly go over that light and blend in the edges here of my other pencil colors. See how that comes together? Now this may look a little wonky at the moment, but trust me, it will come together. And I want you to notice too that I'm going to blend up the edges of my darker lines. So in other words, I'm just softening that. Trust me, it'll come together. And I'm going to finger blend that. Okay. Any questions? Now, let me work on this top area here. My darker color next to the braid. My darker color in between here to make the hair strands areas stand out. See, we've got 1, 2, 3 light areas or lighter areas. And remember, once you get your colors in, you're going to fine tune your shading and your shadowing. So in other words, your grayscale gives you a guide, a really good guide, where your colors are going to be, and then you come in and you start work with your blending. and your additional shading and shadowing. Does that make sense? Now I've got my lightest color. And now we need to soften the lines. Right now we've just got some streaks on there. We don't want that. So I'm coming in with my medium, I'm softening those lines, and I'm going over my lighter color. Check it out. Guys, not hard. We want these strands to come together. Now I'm going to come in with my darker color here. And I'm going to work around the outside of these strands that I was just coloring on, because I want them to look like they're higher. Now, notice up at the top, right here, I'm going to darken in that little area. And that's going to cause this whole strand here, or group of hair, to pop up. And that's why I tell you that once you get your colors in based on the grayscale, this is where you're going to tweak it and refine it to make it look like hair. Look how pretty this looks. Is what I'm telling you making sense? Move my camera just a little bit. Has anybody seen the new Tom Cruise movie that just hit Paramount? I may watch it tonight. Take a little break from coloring. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Okay, now again I'm taking my medium. I'm blending over my light color. Oh, thank you, Kathy. check out how this blending of my medium is merging everything together. Oh, that's pretty. And you'll see the effect when I pull out. It's a little hard to see when I'm close like this. Maybe I should get away from doing such close-up shots. Oh, that's not too close. We'll come back with our light. So see, now I'm toggling back and forth between my pencils. Here's my medium. Got a little of my light where I didn't want it. Oh, you don't have Paramount? Your library may have the Tom Cruise movie. Oh, that would be cool. Okay, now I'm coming in with my darkest color just to shade and shadow a little bit. Back with my medium to calm down this highlighting a little bit. And see, notice that putting the medium over my lightest color doesn't hurt it at all. It enhances it. When you color like this, color grayscale, and you put in a highlight, putting in a highlight does not mean just slapping on the lightest color and walking away from it. You need to shade and shadow it as well. Oh, I'm having too much fun with this. Okay, medium color. We'll tone down this highlight just a little bit. So what I'm doing is I'm using my medium pencil as what? My blending pencil. And again, because we're using colored pencils, you don't lose that color that you put underneath. This is called layering. And I really wanted to show this to you with this hair. This is why I pulled away from my other project, my Kirby Roseanne's. I'm gonna come back with my light again. This is where you tweak it. We can kick in a little more highlight. Mamie, what do you think? I've got a little strand here that I completely missed. I love it. Ah! Mamie, is anything that I'm saying confusing you? Okay, so there's my light streak. Now, look how ridiculous that looks. Let me pull out. This is exactly what I'm talking about. We've got our light streak. But it sticks out like a sore thumb. So this is why we come in with our medium and we tone that down a little bit. If anybody watching this gets confused or doesn't understand something, please speak up. Otherwise, you're wasting my time in teaching you. This is not the time to be bashful. Okay. Hang with me a second. My medium pencil is doing weird stuff, so I need to get a replacement. This is why it's a good idea to have several brands. Not confused. Okay. Maybe confused is not the word. Intimidated. Is anybody intimidated? Okay, it's going to take me a minute to match this. Oops. All right. So I've got a new medium. Let's go ahead and work down the strand now at the front of the face. Let me grab some water. I've been yakking so much. I get wrapped up in this project showing these to you, I forget to drink my water. All right, I just saw a spot I needed to blend. Now, this is where I said, once you get your colors in based on your grayscale, this is where you start tweaking it, smoothing everything out, balancing your colors, blending. And technically speaking then, the grayscale has no impact on what you're doing because your grayscale is covered up. Does that make sense? Okay. Let's work down the curl next to her face. So I've got my dark started. So we'll work down this curl. It doesn't matter. Go on out. Out. It doesn't matter whether you start with your dark, medium, or light. In this case, I'm starting with my dark. And then we'll pop in with our medium. Vicki, out. Going out. Out. Go on out. Bye-bye. Go on. Out, 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 out. Excuse me. So now we'll come in with our medium. At the moment, I'm going over all my, yes, I'm going over all my light with my medium. And that's because of the pencil that I chose for the light. Let me move my camera just a little bit. Now we've got some very fine hairs. So I'm using my medium to put them in. I will not be going over that with the light because they are too fine. Okay, and down at the very bottom, I'm still working with my medium. Basically, all the hairs that are that are dangling down like that are dark and are medium. But I do have a little bit of light right here. And then this is where I go over it very, very lightly with my medium. Oh, that's cool, Sandy. Let's smooth this out a little more. See, you learned something new. Yeah, medium over light. Beautiful way to do things. I'm even going to go over it a little bit more. And I'm actually adding a little bit of dark in there. Let's see. I'm going to outline this just a little bit with my dark. And then up at the top here, I'm going to blend in my dark a little bit more and come down just a tad. All right, let's take a quick look. Yeah, this is what Sandy's doing. Let's go ahead and put mine and hers side by side. Check it out. Sandy, you need to sharpen your point better to give that hair a finer look.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
It looks good, Sandy. It really does. But now you just need to work on your blending. All right, let's take a look at Maggie's. There you go. Sandy, take a look at Maggie's. Now, Maggie, you're looking a little harsh right here. See how you've got your dark lines that are really prevalent? You need to smooth those out. Blend them out. Look how soft mine look. Maggie, soften your look. But this looks good as well. Let me come over to the right. There we go. I want to take my blender pencil and blend this for you. Oh my. Maggie, Sandy, looking good. Okay. Took me a second to realize, Maggie, that you'd done this top part as well. I knew something looked different and I couldn't figure it out. It's like, what? Okay. Look at it this way, guys. Look how streaky this looks because it's the uncolored portion, and look how soft and blended this looks. I'll even be blending this more as we go along. Excuse me. Don't be afraid of your blending, guys. I think something is holding you back from blending. Maybe you're afraid that you're going to smush your colors. Okay. See, remember, when we're doing grayscale and we're filling in these areas here, we are compelled to fill in the streaks, right? Because we've got to get that color there. But then, once we get our color on the paper, then we need to start blending that all together. In other words, when you're putting down colored pencil, you're laying down pigment so that you have something to blend. I'm really proud of you guys. Maggie, Sandy, looking good. And don't get offended when I tell you guys these things. This is a teaching group. I am having like I said, I'm just having way too much fun with this. That's right. When Sandy first joined, she wasn't doing the light, medium, and dark stuff. All right, so here's all my dark. Well, Sandy, you colored the way that you were used to coloring. As long as you did the best you could, you're good to go. Okay, there's our dark. Sandy, we all colored like kids when we started. All right, let's put in our medium. Now again, don't pound your pencils into the paper because we've got to blend this stuff. Guys, I'm going to remind you, coloring is a skill. It's not a talent. And what that means is you can learn and change and get the hang of it. And if you follow my direction, you'll get it. Remember when we did the Albrecht Dürer and we did the Adam and Eve? That was a beautiful grayscale. And then we did what? What was called the Isles of Rhodes? Okay, let's move up. Remember, guys, you're putting in your colors here to give yourself something to blend. Okay, let's get in our light here. Whoops. A little bit of medium here. Now, see how our light color right here looks out of place? That's why we have to go back over it with the medium. Now, the question may come up, will come up, and you'll say, well, how do I pick my pencils and how do I know? In other words, ILene, how did you know to pick that light eggshell color to do these light spots? And the way that I knew that to pick it is because I knew that I would be going over it with my brown, my medium brown. And then you say, well, how do you know to do that? Well, that's just experience. I've done several colorings with brown hair, with the eggshell. And so now I know that that's available to me to do this. Sandy, cream is fine. Now, having said that about choosing my colors, let me pull out and show you the difference now between the two of these. Look at that. So when I used my eggshell, I knew that I needed to mute that color. Now, somebody else, another colorist may do it differently. Sure, that's fine. This is how I do it. And once I show you this general method, you're going to adapt to your own way of doing this stuff. Using the basics that I taught you. Okay. Darker color, I'm going to bring this up a little bit. And then I'm going to take my medium and I'm going to go over the cream. So see, we've got this cream line right here that looks really weird. But notice how it blends in beautifully when I take my medium over it. And this is the neat thing about colored pencil, guys, that putting this cream down first and then putting my medium down, you don't lose the aspects of your cream. Your cream lightens the next color that you're putting on. And as you color and blend and experiment, you'll get there. See, I'm not wiping out the cream at all. Don't forget to turn your pencil. Now, having said that, if I go over this area too much, two things are going to happen. Number one, you'll get a wax buildup, which means the wax from your pencil starts to flake and make spots on your piece. And secondly, your distinctive colors and shades will get murky and turn to mush. Oh, look how cool that looks. Now, having gone over this with my brown, I'm going to come back with my eggshell and blend that in. So it's eggshell, brown, eggshell again. And again, notice how that brown picks up in the eggshell. Look at the difference between here and here. This is too brown, it's too reddish. So by going back with my eggshell, it now puts me in line with my other hair strands. Guys, not hard. All right, I'm going to run over just a little bit. I just want to finish up this segment here so you can see. Don't forget to turn your pencil. Check out how the eggshell is making this brown now a little bit lighter, which is what I want. And then I'm going to come in with my darkest pencil very lightly. And I'm going to start to shadow in the layers of my hair. So right now we have this area right here. See this area right here? From here to here. I'm going to shadow on the edges of that, and what that's going to do is it's going to make that center part stand out. See, when this lady put her hair up, she had this segment here, right? She's got this segment here, over here, and over here. And I mean all the way down. That's what makes this hair look cool. In other words, she didn't comb it out. And when Maya drew this, she drew it specifically like this so that it would have this texture and have this look. Okay, now let's shade this a little more. Now, to me, this last clump of hair looks really funny. So I'm going to find my edge here. And shadow in another clump of hair. And that's going to be this clump here that goes from here to here. Not hard. Now, I could even take another area here. Check this out. See this dark line right here? We can make another clump. Isn't that cool? Now, I don't know if Maya intended this last clump set here. But whether she did or not, I've put it in. I love it. Now I still want to do a little finessing with this, but we've got the basic layout of the hair here. And because of the way that I showed you in doing this, we've got these 3 groupings of hair, and I showed you how to color that in. I'm just using my dark to shade this a little more here. Questions? I want you to pat yourself on the back for coloring this with me and getting this far with it. Okay, I'm calling it an evening. This is ILene Vick for Teaching About Coloring with ILene Vick, guys. Joyous, joyous coloring. We worked on 2 projects tonight. I'm not too far from finishing the gnomes. I'll let you know what I decide about doing the married couple. So we worked on that. This is from Valentine's Gnomes Jubilee. And then this is our freebie that we got from Maya Silvercat. Guys, do me a favor, please. Well, 2 things. Number 1, will you please thank Maya for the freebie that I'm demonstrating how to color? Just send her a real quick text. Tell her you're coloring it in my group. Mention my name in my group. I'm sure she'll be tickled. And second thing, would you please do me a favor and thumbs up and like this broadcast? Yes, I will enjoy my movie. I'm going to get my pretzels and my chips. And take the night off from coloring and watch it. I hope you're having fun with this. I'm having a ball doing this hair. And then wait until we get doing the skin. Love you guys. Have a great rest of the evening. Don't forget thumbs up. That's important to me. Let's see how far up I want to go. There we go. That'll give you a little context on the face. All right, guys. Take care. Love on each other. That's what we're known for. We have an outstanding group. I'm so proud of you guys. Maggie, Sandy, great job. Just make the changes that I recommended. All right. Calling it an evening. Bye.